Here we have the hourly price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Here we can see that we're seeing a bit of an upward price movement on the shorter term time frame, but overall, many of these declines, many of these rallies, I should say, are falling in line with some longer periods of decline here. Overall, we do need to see a bit of a price breakout for some of these resistance levels in order to truly start to believe that we're starting to see a resumption of this emerging uptrend that has been present in some of the middle time frames for the stock itself. Currently, what we're looking at here in terms of support levels would come in at roughly 415. This would be the price low from June 28th. And we can see that this is largely what's keeping ultimate support zones protected here when we're looking at these levels in comparison to the lows of 360, which were posted during the second half of April. So overall, we do need to pull out a bit here and try to get an assessment of where these actual trends are ready to take us here going forward. So currently, what I would like to see here would be an upside break of this downtrend line. I mean, it is a bit discouraging to see here that we are posting lower highs here, but at the same time, it's important to remember that this would be a shorter term time frame. This decline here would be a shorter term time frame when we compare these price movements to the series of higher lows that has been developing since the second half of April. So currently, the most of the downside here would have to encounter some breaks of support at roughly 410 or 420 before we could really expect to see some significant price trend to the downside. What we do see here, though, however, at the same time, even though these this series of highs has been lower and lower on the hourly time frame, we can see that these price highs are making are showing an ability here to move above the exponential moving average cluster. This is encouraging because it helps to raise the exponential moving average cluster, and then it does help to bring support levels at higher and higher levels. So if we're looking for a broad turnaround in the stock itself, and that is what the projection is here, we're looking for a major turnaround here from these broader declines. What we really do need to see initially would be a series of higher lows. In my view, that's even more important than posting a series of higher highs, and that's not really intuitive. A lot of people might disagree with that because you do need to see price highs in order to capture profits in stock trading positions. However, when you're seeing a situation like this, what I would be much more concerned about would be forming a strong base. Because as you can see here, even on the shorter term time frames, we can see examples of share price rallies that move higher, but those rallies can be posting on a shorter and shorter trend momentum readings in the positive direction. So, overall, what I would prefer to see in a situation like this would be a higher base being formed, and that is still the case here. This would continue to be the case until, at least until we were to break below the 410, 420 level. This would signify a likely move to the lower support region that's in the middle $3 area. But this has not happened yet, and what we're seeing currently is a consistent, ability for the stock to continue breaking above its exponential moving average cluster. So, here's the hourly chart. We do have, a series of 4 lines here. And since this is the hourly chart, we have to remember that this is one of the most commonly watched charts in the entire market. So, this blue line here is the 200 period exponential moving average. The purple line is the 100 period exponential moving average. The yellow line is the 20 period exponential moving average. And the orange line would be the 50 period exponential moving average. So within these developments here, you can also see some additional bullish signals. In particular, the first thing that I would point to would be this moving average crossover here. As we can see, the yellow line is crossing above the orange line. And then following this event here, we do also see a cross above the purple line. So what this means is that the 20 period EMA is crossing above the 50 period EMA and the 100 period EMA. We have not quite reached the 200 yet. That would be an encouraging signal. We would like to see that happen because it would, as you can see here, you can see the trajectory here in moving averages. It is moving higher, and this is important when you're dealing with a stock that's trading at such long-term lows. So, what we really need to focus on at this point here is forming a base, and these are the types of characteristics that you would need to see in the stock, and in the technical indicators in order to suggest that a true turnaround here is ready to take place. And these are the types of signals that you would want to see. I mean, we have not yet seen this yellow line cross over the blue line, but we're very close to coming in contact with this region. And as you can see, the yellow line is pointed in the upward direction, and the blue line is pointed in the downward direction. So, a cross here is starting to look inevitable. We're not quite there yet, but if this does occur, then we would have a successful moving average crossover with all of the major moving averages. And as I said, this is the hourly chart. So this is, arguably, the most used chart in the market, except for maybe the daily chart. You could probably argue that the daily period is a bit more popular as far as chart trading is concerned. So overall here, there are some negative signals here. I would like to see this downtrend line break, before we can really start to expect this upcoming trend movement higher here. If we do see this downtrend line break, we first have to focus on this resistance level. It's really a double top near 605, and then if we do break above there, then we're looking for this kind of wave structure here to start to unfold to the top side. If that does occur, it does start to suggest that we have a major bottom in place here. Because we have to keep in mind the fact that, we're currently trading at $4.63. The potential for moves to the downside here are very limited in compared to the potential for moves to the top side. So, the balance here is very small. We can draw some chart arrows here. This arrow would represent a move back toward the prior low. And then, this arrow here would simply mark a move back toward the highs that were in place in August 2023. I mean, that's not even looking at the highs that would be in place if we move this chart out to a longer term time frame. So, there are some significant, moves higher here that are possible, whereas the moves to the downside, are much more limited in nature. So we have to keep all of these things in mind when we're trading this stock. Here's the current market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO.